YouTube, what's up, man? Welcome back. It's your boy, Mr. Vince, and I'm back in another video. And today we're going to be talking about my top 10 list of another genre. We're going to be talking about Isekai today. One of my favorite genres of anime. I kind of watch a lot of Isekai. I just like the element of going into a new world and exploring that world and possibly getting some really overpowered powers. And I think that's a pretty cool part of Isekai. So yeah, man, today we're going to just be talking about my top 10. There's no specific order. Like 10 is not better than 1 in my opinion. It's just a list that I made. So hey, if you guys like the video, as always, like the video, comment down below what you think. Don't be afraid to roast me in the comments if you don't like some of these guys that I put in the top 10. Obviously this is objective. It's just something that I wanted to do. And if you will replace something, let me know what you would replace it with. And yeah, without further ado, man, let's get into it. Starting us off with number 10 is a newer one. It's the wrong way to use healing magic. And this is a new take or a fresh take on Isekai in my opinion. We're not talking about somebody that's overly powered using swords or any of that aspect of it. We're talking about a guy who uses healing magic. This guy, his name is Makoto. Makoto is whisked away to this fantasy world by accident. He wasn't even supposed to be there. There was only supposed to be 2 heroes, but he was in the vicinity of the heroes when they got teleported, and hey, he ended up going, and it was pretty cool. He gets forced into a brutal rescue team that trains specifically in healing magic and rescuing people on the front line when they're fighting in wars. And right now they're fighting against the Demon King, so they have in his army. So right now he has to turn himself into a hardcore healing mage. Typically, you know, your healers are usually in the back helping people, but with his powers and with Rose's help, he's going to be in the front lines helping and grabbing people and maybe even throwing a punch here and there. It's a pretty cool anime. It has a lot of great energy. Very solid animation, unique style on what it means to be a support character in an anime, and it's definitely underrated. I don't really hear a lot of people talk about this one. A lot of my friends don't even talk about this one, but I really enjoy it, and I think you guys would enjoy it too. So if you have Crunchyroll, it's on Crunchyroll, it's dubbed. If you like it subbed, it's also subbed, obviously. So yeah, I think you guys should give it a try. And at number 9 we have a different type of isekai. This one's definitely not on the fighting variety of it. We're talking about Ascendance of a Bookworm. I really enjoyed this one. It was a different take on the typical isekai that I usually watch. Like, it wasn't that much action in this one. This was more of a different one, to say the least. We're following the story of a young girl named, she's 5 years old, her name is Mine. Instead of having OP magic fights and flashy, you know, magic fights, like I said, this one is more about passion. She's very passionate about books and learning. She's very book obsessed, and she's in a world where books are very rare and reserved for pretty much the people of the highest status, so the elite people, the higher class, the rich. And rather than give up on learning and reading, she decides to make herself her own books from her memories of her past life. And yeah, it's a pretty interesting one. I really enjoyed it. It's not that long. It is both dubbed and subbed if you're really into that. But if you want something cozy and slow to watch, full of heartfelt moments, I say this one is the one you should watch. There's some real stakes in this one. There's some very interesting concepts in this isekai, and to me it's another one of those hidden gem isekai that's not really talked about that much, and I think you guys would really enjoy it. So if you get a chance, go ahead and watch it. And next at number 8 we have one that I actually didn't think I was gonna enjoy that much, but it's pretty freaking funny. Cautious hero. The hero's overpowered but is very cautious. That one is very hilarious. Follows Seiya, sorry. He's our protagonist in this one, and he's summoned to another world to save the world. And yeah, he's incredibly powerful, but he is also very paranoid. So he thinks he's very weak when it comes to fighting in certain situations. So he makes sure that he overly trains, he over prepares, and he triple checks everything before he heads out. He's definitely one of those guys that is like, he won't step out before he is completely ready. And it's one of those pure comedy ones. It's really funny, especially with the goddess that he's with, who summoned him to the world. This one is another dynamic isekai that's very into itself at the end of the day. Twist at the end is pretty cool. It's way deeper than you would expect from one of these isekai. It's very comedic, so the ending is kind of a lot. I won't say a lot, but it's definitely a stronger toned ending for a more comedic isekai. So I think you guys should give this one a watch as well. And coming in at number 7, you guys have probably seen this one. Is very popular isekai, very popular anime. Mushoku Tensei, aka Jobless Reincarnation. What else can I say about it? It follows our guy Rudius, who in his past life was a very shut-in person, and he's reborn into the world of magic and determined to be, live a better life. He is very, very perverted in the beginning of this anime, so it is a little hard to watch for some people. I know when I introduced some of my friends to this one, they were kind of like, dude, what is this? And I was like, hey, just watch it a little bit more. It definitely gets better. The animation is incredible. It's deep world building, and the main character, who actually has some real character growth. You see that over the 2 seasons that are out right now in the manga. He also is continuing to grow. Like I said, it's not always the easiest to watch, especially because Rudius is a very, very, very flawed character. But if you're looking for something emotional, beautiful, and immersive, this one is definitely essential to watch. So I definitely recommend this one a lot for people that want to just watch something that is bigger than what it seems. And it's a lot of character development and a lot of world building, and I think it's a very good isekai. So I think you guys should give it a try. And at number 6, we're talking about another one that I really enjoy. At least I enjoyed in the first 2 seasons. Season 3, I didn't really enjoy that much. And I haven't watched season 4, even though it's out right now. I'm talking about The Rising of a Shield Hero, featuring our boy Naofumi. This one is very interesting. He gets summoned to a world with 3 other guys, so it's 4 heroes that get summoned to another world, and he is the least respected right off the bat, and you can tell because he's the shield hero, and people think that a shield is not that important. Based off of that, he gets committed, or actually he gets accused of a crime immediately. I think this is in the first 2 episodes. He gets accused of a crime that he didn't obviously do, and he has to fight his way, fight on his behalf to prove that he's innocent, which he does. So the betrayal kicks off right in the beginning, and he turns into a really, really bitter person, a really angry man, which is rightfully so because of the way he was falsely accused by the king and the king's daughter, bitch. That is her name as of like now. So yeah, I think this is a really good one. You see him build trust with his companions, Raftalia, Philo, and others throughout the show, while proving his worth without flashy weapons. He doesn't have a sword or a spear or a bow like the other heroes do. He is the shield hero, and he makes do with his shield. He grows, he becomes stronger. He's actually probably one of the strongest ones out of the 4, which is pretty cool to see. A different take on weapons in a isekai. Yeah, so I think this one's a really good one to watch. It's gritty, dramatic, and it gets you invested fast. Just like I said, disclaimer, season 3 is probably not the best season, but I still enjoyed it regardless, even if it's not the best. But I definitely recommend this one to people as well. So if you haven't seen it, I think you guys should give it a try. And landing at number 5 is That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Don't let the goofy premise fool you. Rimuru is one of the best isekai protagonists out there. He starts out as a literal slime, a freaking glob of glue. But his charm, through his leadership and his powers, he continues to grow as a protagonist very fast. He builds a peaceful little monster nation from the ground up. He befriends some very, very powerful people along the way. And he also becomes a demon lord. Sorry, that's a spoiler. That's in season 2. It's pretty cool the way that he does things and how he builds his empire. This one's a very interesting watch. It's funny, it's action packed, and sometimes there is a very there's some real strong emotional ties. But the plus side is all the side characters are top tier characters. Like Gabi Maru is probably still one of my favorite characters in the show, even though he's a side character and he doesn't seem like he would be that important, but he is. And I think that if you haven't gave the show a chance by now, that you should. And it's definitely an enjoyable watch. So I definitely think you guys should give it a try. And at number 4, it's another really good one, Overlord. Overlord's a really interesting isekai. It's about a guy who gets stuck in his favorite video game. He gets stuck in his video game, kind of like Sword Art Online, but a little bit different twist. And he gets stuck in the game, and the server shut down, and now he's stuck. And he takes on the persona as Ainz Al Ghul, the ruler of a powerful guild, and he leans into his darker side of the role, so he ends up doing more of the villainish stuff in this isekai, while also building his world around him. I actually really enjoyed this one as well. It's like what would happen if the final boss actually won in a video game. So like not just being a final boss in the video game and the hero comes to defeat you, but like if you actually defeated the hero and you were actually the demon king of the world. It's just as epic and terrifying as it sounds, and I really enjoyed this one, and I actually would recommend this one to a lot of people, but I actually don't recommend this one that much because I usually recommend the other ones that I told you guys about. But I think this is another good one that you guys should try if you haven't watched. I know it's very popular, so I'm pretty sure a lot of people have already seen this one, as I said. So if you haven't, go check it out. It's also on Crunchyroll, and I think it's also on Netflix. All right, so coming in at number 3, I actually had to make a change because I realized that I left this off my list and it didn't make sense to leave this show off my list. At number 3, we got Eminence and Shadow. A lot of you already know about Eminence and Shadow, our guy Shadow, who comes into a different world after dying in his world, and he just wants to be a background character after trying to be the hero in his world for so long. And Sid is exactly that. Like, he's a background character, but he has the aura of the main character all in one. He does everything. He doesn't want to be a villain, but he doesn't want to be a hero either. He just wants to be the dude in the shadows, hence Eminence and Shadows. So when he gets isekai'd into the fantasy world, he builds an entire fake organization to fight an evil cult, which he also which is actually crazy because the evil cult is actually real, and he has no idea that evil cult's actually real. He was just making a pretend, organization. But yeah, I mean, this anime has a lot of top tier fights, animation. It's self-aware, it's stylish, it's freaking cool as hell. My favorite part is the atomic part. Like everybody else, season 1 just goes hard. Season 2 is also another banger. So yeah, if you're tired of the typical like isekais and want to explore something new, Eminence and Shadow is definitely a must watch, and I definitely recommend it for you guys. So I hope you guys definitely watch this one. And then number 2, this one had to make the top 3 because it's fucking hilarious, and I really enjoy this one. It's one of those just like shows you can just turn on and just like chill. It doesn't really require much brain power, and it's Konosuba. Konosuba follows Kazuma, who dies a freaking hilarious and stupid death in the beginning, and he gets reincarnated into a fantasy world where he meets the goddess Aqua, who's pretty useless in her own right, and she grants him a wish, and he basically says that he wants her to accompany him on his journey, and she has to because she granted him a wish. And he's joined by Megumin, who is a magician of darkness, and she can only use one explosion spell, and then she gets tired. That was pretty funny. And then they meet the Crusader, Darkness, who's a masochist, and she just likes to be berated, which is also hilarious in some moments it's not, because like, okay, this is too much. But yeah, I mean, their adventures are very dysfunctional. And they're very entertaining. There's a lot of stuff that happens in this anime that's pretty funny and pretty fun. I think it's one of the funniest animes I've seen, and I think it's just a fun show to watch. It's not very intense. It's not very it doesn't take a lot of brain power to watch this one. This one is, you can just chill and just watch this one and turn your brain off and just enjoy. So I definitely recommend this one, and I think you guys should give it a try if you haven't already. So number one is number one is ReZero. And ReZero is about Subaru, who has the ability to return by death, and he is reincarnated into a Isekai world where return by death literally is what it sounds like. You return by dying. So he doesn't learn this out, doesn't learn about his power and what it actually does until he actually dies. And pretty much when he dies, he goes back to a checkpoint. And instead of this power being more of a blessing for him, it turns out to be one of the biggest curses in the first season. Every time he dies, he feels all the pain, he remembers everything, and he has to suffer through watching others die sometimes too, which in the first season breaks him. This one is a very dark and emotional and incredibly written anime. The trauma Subaru goes through is sometimes disturbing and kind of a lot. So I don't say watch this one in one sitting. I say you have to watch it at your own pace. But I really enjoyed this one. I really enjoy it still to this day. Season 3, perfect. I mean, I won't say perfect, but it was very good in my opinion. And then it's paired with, you know, the best girl, Rem, Emilia, Beatrice, and you know, it's not just another isekai. It's something a little bit different. It's one of the best animes. It's one of my favorite animes of all time, period. And I think you guys, if you haven't watched it by now, you should definitely give it at least season 1 a chance. I think they on Crunchyroll, they have like director's cut where you can watch like the whole series in a few episodes. I think it's like 4 episodes maybe, but I know it's a little bit longer in those aspects. But I definitely recommend this. The dub is pretty good. Also, it's obviously in sub, so if you guys haven't watched this one by now, I think you guys should give it a try. All right guys, and there you have it. Those are my top 10 isekai. I won't say of all time, but you know, that I really enjoy. So let me know in the comments what you guys think, what you guys would have put in here, what you would have taken out, what you actually recommend to your friends when you watch isekai, or if you're even a fan of isekai. Like, not everybody even likes isekai. It's not I mean, to me, it's still a popular genre of anime, but it's not the most popular. Obviously, that's shonen. But yeah, I mean, let me know if you guys think I missed anything or if I can improve on this list. And yeah, man, like I said, drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. As always, man, peace and love.